It's not about ideas, it's about making ideas happen. Good morning, everyone present here. I, Vidhi Zuneja, with my classmates Tanveen, Astha, Mansi, and Nikita, we, the students of Christ University, Bangalore, are honored to take the interview of Mr. Shubham Chaudhary, sir, the founder of e-learning and development startup Fantastico. So, the topic of today's interview is determining knowledge of various cost and revenue concepts, determining profitability and success of the business model. Now, I would like to request Mansi to take further.
Good morning, everyone. Shubham Chaudhary sir, a young entrepreneur from Patna, launched a startup at the age of 25 amidst the trauma of pandemic. Nothing can withstand a person's determination and self-confidence. Fits Mr. Shubham Chaudhary. His vision was to involve students in something productive with COVID-19 when COVID-19 was at peak and life was at risk. I am speaking about the founder and CEO of Fantastico. Fantastico, an emerging innovative and development startup incorporated in the year 2020. It is a startup launched in the period of COVID-19 pandemic and is becoming more famous and famous due to its uniqueness and creativity. Motto of the company. The main motto of the company is to provide opportunities for students to learn and explore many new things in the area of social media marketing and graphic designing. It helps boosting people's interview skills, communication skills, and motivate them to come up with better ideas to be a better version of themselves. We welcome you, sir.
Thanks a lot.
So, the first question goes like, what is the unique selling proposition of your startup? And how did your startup journey begin?
Okay, so first of all, thanks a lot, all of you, for inviting me to this amazing interview being organized by Christ University. I'm honored to be here and discuss something which is into being my thoughts or anything which I can share with all of you. What is this startup all about and how I all started it, being a single person. And right now, around 500 people are working at present. If I'm talking about the employees number, we can just share the numbers that ex-employees which already have worked with Fantastico, that the number goes to around we can say 5,000 to 6,000. So this journey from being a single person to this composition of, you can say, 10K people which have already worked with us. Definitely, I would be sharing everything, whichever I have done, what the paths I have crossed to reach this stage. And yeah, thanks a lot once again for inviting me. So the unique selling proposition of Fantastico, we can say that recently we started this revenue generation model in Fantastico. When we started off, there was nothing like into our minds that we would be more into business, we would be more into revenue generation, because my idea, Fantastico originated when the date could be 9 July 2020, and it's been around we can say 1 year and 4 months. So it's not been a long journey. Still, in this short journey, our main motto during the initial 1 year was to reach out to as many number of students we can from our end. That's what our idea was. And the unique selling proposition when we comes to this thing, it basically reveals the revenue generation model which any organization is having. So as of now, we are not much into revenue generation, but still, if we discuss this point, definitely the unique selling proposition of our organization would be, we can say we are at the lower side as far as our cost price is concerned, as far as our prices are concerned. We are giving it, we can say, to as much low benefits which we can provide to the students across pan India. That's what our motto is. So the unique selling proposition of this organization named Fantastico would be the lowest price which we are providing, the events which we are organizing, and the things which we are providing. should be at the lowest end with maximum benefits to the students that are concerned or that are related to this events which are being organized by Fantastico. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to pass on to Asta.
Thank you, Mansi. So, sir, my question to you is, what are the direct cost and the revenues associated with your business model on a per unit basis?
Okay, so this is an interesting question. As far as the cost is concerned, so the cost, if we are going through the cost price that we are getting or that we are linked to it is not much. Okay, we can't, we can say that we can just go through the numbers. If we are talking about the numbers, we just can't express the numbers as of now. Okay, because the team is working on it and we are trying to derive those numbers. Okay, but as of now, nothing like cost price is involved. And if please just repeat your question once again, Asta.
Yeah, sure, sir. What are the direct cost and the revenues associated with your business model on a per unit basis?
Yeah. So as far as this per unit basis is concerned, as I have already mentioned, the cost price is not much involved in it. What we are doing from our end, like if we are talking about the revenue generation model, which Fantastico is having, we are mainly concerned with webinars. We are organizing webinars basically on the topics which are very trending nowadays. Recently, around 15 to 20 days ago only, we organized a webinar on hacking. Means why this hacking is so much involved. Like we can say there is, if technology is involved, there are, you can say, pros and cons involved with it. There are positive side as well as negative side involved with anything which we are talking about. So as far as we can say that technology has enriched our life, has increased the standard of living, but along with it, the negative side of it is hacking. Whenever we are using our phones, there is a risk of that somebody is watching us, that what we are doing. There is a, we can say, security reasons involved, that our data could be leaked or our data could be taken over by many people. So this was the recent topic which we mainly organized our webinars on. So basically, if we are talking about the revenue generation model, we are mainly concerned with webinars. We are providing resumes. Like if we are talking about this importance of resume, what is this? If this resume word sounds very small, but there is a very large concept or very, we can say, a very much informative thing which is hidden behind it. Because as far as this COVID scenario is concerned, post-COVID, now if we are applying to any XYZ company, definitely before we are reaching that particular place for any interview, our resume or our LinkedIn profile is getting noticed by the HR of that particular organization. So what we are concerned, as far as this resume part is concerned, our HR team, which is very, you can say, professional, are making resumes for the students. If they are applying for any, you can say, graduation, if they are going for any higher studies, if they are applying for any XYZ job. So what we are doing, that we are taking the information, we are talking to the candidates, we are providing at the ease with a very minimal registration fees involved, so that all the students which are concerned, which are involved with Fantastico, which are concerned, which are connected with Fantastico, could get that at the very low benefit. So as far as this revenue generation model is concerned, definitely we are doing good as of now. Like recently, we are mainly focusing on our revenue generation model also, because if for any organization concerned, definitely there should be something like revenue generation model also. So that's what we are doing, and we are working on that. And yeah, that's what as far as this revenue generation model or the cost price is concerned. Yeah, Asta.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, so my next question to you is, what's your company monthly's financial performance in terms of profits and expenses, just in general? Yeah.
Okay, fine. So if in general we are talking about the expenses, definitely there are certain numbers involved, which on which we are paying to our employees. basically to our main employees, like who are very old into the system, who are working for a long time, who are basically connected. Because what comes into the mentality nowadays, if they are everything, everybody is going for if they are also going for internships, there is a word which is prefixed before this internship, that is paid. If it is paid, they can go for any kind of internship. But if we are going for the value of internship, definitely if it is not paid also, we should first aim for valuing that internship, that what we can get from this. Basically, if we are also not getting paid, we are getting a large value instead of that paid thing, instead of that financial thing or money thing that we are learning from any place or any organization. That's what Fantastico is doing. As of now, we are not into paid internships. We are providing only unpaid internships. But in fact, if anybody is connected, they can know the value of this internship which Fantastico is providing as far as any domains is concerned in Fantastico, be it our HR department, be it our business development department, be it marketing department. If anybody is doing that, definitely if they are moving ahead in their corporate life or their professional life, they would be understanding the value of it in spite of not getting paid. But it is a value which would be created in their life by doing this internship. And as far as the expense part is concerned, we are paying means we can say yes, good numbers to our employees. And as far as our profit is concerned, yes, talking about the numbers, we are generating good profit as of now. Like we can say on a monthly basis, it is getting around, we can say as of now, around 60, 70,000 or 1 lakh around. That is the numbers that we are getting. Yeah, so that's the numbers as of now.
Thank you so much, sir, for answering the question and giving us great insights. Now I would like Vidhi to ask a question.
Thank you, Astha. Very good morning, sir. So my question to you is, what is your company's major source of revenue and how do you anticipate your unexpected expenses?
Okay, fine. I have already mentioned in the earlier questions also, the main sources of revenue which we are mainly involved into as of now is, first of all, we are organizing various kind of quizzes. Okay, on various topics like science and technology, sports. That's what we are mainly involved into. First part. Second part is the webinars. Okay. Third one is the resume making. Fourth one is the courses which we are providing. And talking about the courses, we are mainly providing graphic designing courses, website designing and development courses. These mainly are the two courses which we are providing as of now. Now talking about what is unique about these courses, like everybody is providing these courses as of now in the market, like everybody, we can say good platforms are also doing that. But what is the best idea behind it? That we are doing it at a very minimal cost, first of all. Second, the mentor which would be involved into this course or which would be guiding you throughout the course would be a personalized mentor which would be provided to you, where you can get one-to-one learning experience. Like what other platforms are doing, that there are a bunch of students, there are a bunch of people who are learning or who are involved into that course. But on our platform, we are making sure that if any student is coming onto our platform, they are getting a very good experience, they are learning it in the best possible manner, and we are trying to make that course from scratch. That even if a person, like if I'm a person who doesn't know anything about website designing and development, so if I am going through the course for 1 month, definitely I would be that kind of person that yes, I would be learning the basics of this website designing and development course, or the coding thing, or the any part, be it HTML, CSS, anything, whatever it is. So that's what we are providing. So the revenue generation model basically lies behind quiz, webinar, then resumes, then we are providing PPT presentation. The PPT presentation which we are providing are mainly, we can say, if any student or if any college student basically is looking for any PowerPoint presentation, but that particular student has don't much of time, or we can say is not much more efficient to do that. So what our team is doing, our graphics team is providing them this thing at their ease. Just topics are needed. If they are having the content that is needed, otherwise we will do it everything at their ease, and everything would be provided. So PPT, and last the courses as I have already mentioned, website designing course, then there is graphic designing course. Yeah.
It's great, sir, that Fantastico is providing such basic fundamental courses as well, like you mentioned about coding and presentations and graphic designing, website designing, which are actually the upcoming and the needing skills in the future. So my next question to you would be, since Fantastico is a growing startup, so when does your startup expect to reach the break-even point, and what measures are you adopting for it?
Yeah, interesting question. We are onto it. We are on the verge. We can say that we are just thinking to get this point reached. Okay, as far as this break-even point is concerned, and what the measures we are taking is very simple. We are reaching out to a more number of people so that this fundamental or this basics of this break-even point that we are thinking can be reached, where yes, cost price could be equal to the, you can say, revenue generation point, or we can say benefit point, or anything like that. So we are taking several measures, reaching out to a more number of people, expanding our reach, basically expanding the system, the number of people which are already involved into this organization. We are expanding their, we can say, departments also. Like recently, there was a meeting which been conducted with our team where we just discussed these several points, and we thought of that why not, if the departments in which they are working should be expanded. And definitely if a department is we can say expanding, or any kind of we can say any concerned organizations, you can say skill is expanding, definitely it would be beneficial to the organization in whole. So we are just working on it, and definitely we would be reaching out to this point for sure in very soon.
That's great, sir. We all wish all the best so that you reach your break-even point soon and the success goes on and on for Fantastico. Now, I would like to request Tanveen to go forward with the next question.
Yes, thank you, Vidhi, and good morning, sir. My next question is, who are your competitors and how do you plan to manage the competition? And what strategies have you adopted to beat the competition as there are growing learning and development companies?
What I think is Fantastico is the only the competitor of Fantastico. I don't think anybody else to be the competitor of Fantastico, because if if we are thinking about other people, what they are doing or what other organization are doing, we would be involved in that only. Then if we are if our mind is going, or if our mind is getting diverted what other people are doing, definitely we would be missing our organization. Then means our mind would be diverted and we would be just distracted only. So what I think is, I am only my competitor, or Fantastico is only the competitor of Fantastico. That's what our mentality is. For example, if we are standing on a 5% for today, what our mentality is, if tomorrow we are waking up, we should be on a verge of 6%. That we should increase our efficiency, our model, our reach by 1% on a daily basis. If we are doing so, definitely all the cons would be, we can say, will be removed. Or second, we can say we would be trying to remove the cons and we would be trying to increase the pros, okay, of the organization concerned. Because as far as any system is concerned, any organization is concerned, nobody is 100% perfect. Because if any organization becomes 100% perfect, that's a uniqueness. And I don't think that any system is 100% perfect except heaven or except God. That's what the mentality is. So every if we are talking about Microsoft or Apple or any TCS, any organizations which already have reached that verge, so even they are also having some kind of we can say faults in their system. So what we are thinking as of now, that Fantastico is mainly the competitor of Fantastic, and we should improve on a daily basis, starting from 1% or 2%, and eventually we would be reaching out to that percentage level of 90% or 95%, not 100%, but at least 95%, so that even that 5% which we are missing could be reached out on the next upcoming days. So that's what my thinking is. So Fantastico is only the competitor of Fantastico.
That's a great thought, sir. And moving on to the next question, how much is the cost incurred of course facilitator and how much you charge for courses to customers? What is the margin and profit involved? Are you still trying to recover your fixed costs?
Okay, so there are like 5 to 6 questions involved in this. So talking about the, we can say, benefits, I have already talked before also in a question that there are several points on which we are working, like revenue generation model if we are talking about, and if there are profit, definitely we are keeping our profit to as low as possible. That is 5%, 10%, max to max 20%, so that even the system could be benefited and even we can benefit our employees also, which are working for the organization day and night. What's the uniqueness about our organization is that every employee that is once connected with Fantastico should always be connected with it, and that's what their mentality is. For an example, if we are taking about, if a person or if an employee has joined Fantastico at a point of time, they means they feel like they are working at a family over here. Means they just want to continue with the organization only. If also they are leaving it for a certain point of time, definitely they would be again joining it, so that the vibes which they have felt after working in the organization, they can felt it again and they can enjoy working. Means that's the mentality of Fantastico. We are not dealing we are very professional, we are very corporate. We have made our environment so friendly that even any person who is coming or working into the system, they can feel that they are working with their family over here. So that's what our mentality is. Second, the benefits, as I have already mentioned, we are keeping our profits and benefits to max 20% in anything concerned, like be it PPTs or resumes. That's what the thinking is. And the rest, I have already mentioned that we are working on this model, and the cost which are involved are not much, because what we are putting in our efforts, that is our cost which we are putting in, because we are not involving any third party into our platform, because what we are doing is from consumer, or we can say from producer, that is Fantastico, to consumer or to the customer, that is the students. So basically, we have created that marketplace over here where any student who is not much into corporate or not knowing much about that professional life could get a real, we can say, real time experience over here. Because what we are doing, we are just going into these exams, UPSC. If we are talking about this UPSC exam, what's the mentality of this Bihar and UP students? They are just going in, they are giving the exams 4 times, 5 times. Means if it is not happening, we should just leave it out. It is not meant for us. So we should think of some other opportunities. We should go for some another thing. Maybe if this is not meant for us, something best is kept for us at the second place after this. So that's what our mentality is, so that every student who is going for the jobs or going for any kind of professional place is getting a real-time experience over here. And yes, that's what they can go again after coming into the system or after coming into Fantastico.
Thank you for answering, sir. Now Nikita is going to ask a question.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone. So my question is, what are your future plans and like long-term and short-term goals of the company? Where do you see your company down the lane?
So basically, if we are talking about this future term goals, definitely we would be more into launching some more amazing courses. Okay, with we can say minimal cost price. Okay, minimal benefits involved, as we have already discussed before also. So that's what our planning is, to just launch more and more courses into the market, with the students getting benefited from it. more we can say more experienced positions we are delivering right now, so that any student who is a fresher can directly enter into the system and they can get those real-time experience over here. And about the long-term benefits or the future prospects is concerned, definitely as of now we are more into expanding our system, making our system more cons free, and making our system more we can say prawnsful. Okay, so that any negative points which is still existing into the system could be removed, and we could work more and more for the benefits of the students, from which they can get this experience, and yes, they can say that they are a true and a real fantastic. Yeah.
Yes. Sir, also another question. So we know how COVID-19 has affected everyone. So how did it impact the economic performance of your company, and what measures or what are you trying to get back to the normal?
See, I don't think COVID has any challenge, because that was the period when this startup is initiated. So I can say that this was a kind of opportunity for the organization, that it arose during this period only, in amidst the Corona period, that I was just sitting idle. There was an idea that I has to start anything, okay, which could be beneficial for the student, and eventually it growth up, and eventually it came out. And I don't think Corona has any challenge or any kind of negative point to means the organization, because it was the reason for the startup to initiate and to reach out to the more number of students, more number of people. So yeah, I don't think COVID has any challenge to the organization.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We wish you good luck. And I would like to ask Asta to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Nikita. I, Asta Rajput, would like to propose vote of thanks to you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out your precious time for the interview. It was an honor to invite you. We have got great insights today about the economic functioning of a startup. In e-learning and development field, your startup has surely made a mark, and we wish to see it grow and flourish in future. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot, everybody. We wish that also you people are going more into anything with which you are doing, and definitely I wish all your great success and great growth in your life with this. I just thanks all of you for inviting me into this amazing interview session, so that I could just share the things which we have done till yet, and just share the prospects which we are having as of now. With this, thanks a lot from my side, from our organization, and yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.